Hello friends! Today I wanted to tell you about my experience with eyelash extensions. In the beginning of the year I had a classic set of eyelash extensions. I want to tell you about my experience, how long did it last, and did my own eyelashes fall out from it? And do I think it's worth it? First of all, my experience, this took immense long. It took 1.5 hours plus driving to the place. So it is involved a lot of time. So when people say they save a lot of time because of the eyelash extensions, yes, maybe they save the 1 minute you do your mascara in the morning, but you know, going to that place and sitting there for 1.5 hours every around 3 weeks is a lot of time spent too. The eyelash extensions that I had on were made out of fake mink. And why do they do that? So mink hair is naturally hollow inside, and that makes it lighter and more pleasant to wear simply. So in this procedure you sit on one of those reclining chairs and they really recline you far back. I mean, like literally your head goes down. My esthetician, she put some relaxing music on, so I mean it's not that you have to do anything during this time and it doesn't really hurt. The only time I found was a little uncomfortable was at the very end when she tried to really dry all the things she created there with a little fan. And I could feel, even though my eyes were taped down, I could feel how I got a little breeze inside of my eyes, and I was at that time a little worried that something might happen because I'm getting literally wind blown into my eyes, but thank God nothing happened. Another thing that I remember that also was a little uncomfortable, so when she's taping down the eyes so she can reach better and you're not moving your eyes, one of my eyes started really tearing up heavily and she couldn't even work with that eye because it was tearing up so crazy, and so she had to remove the tape on that eye and let my eye calm down and renew the tape. And the second time around it worked better. Yeah, she was wearing one of those really crazy looking magnifying glasses. She was applying one by one fake mink eyelash to one natural eyelash of mine, which surprised me because I figured she will just, you know, tape the whole thing on, but no, she glued it on one by one to make my own natural lashes appear longer. I asked personally for a classic set of eyelashes because I didn't want it to look too obvious, too drag queen like. I never wear fake eyelashes, so I didn't want it to look too crazy. And I really enjoyed the look, I have to say, after. I felt like, wow, this is pretty, and it really looked, I wouldn't say completely natural because I feel like it's still obvious the eyelashes are too long for being natural, but it didn't look like drag queen or anything like that. You can see it here in this little video. I mean, I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed looking in a mirror, and even though I didn't change anything on my makeup the rest of the day, I felt so much prettier with my eyelashes. So how long do these eyelash extensions last? My esthetician said to me it will last around 3 weeks. However, I was able to keep them a little longer because I took very well care of it. It's very important that you still wash your eyelashes, otherwise there can grow bacteria and it can just get nasty, you might get an infection. So it's really important to still wash it, but you have this urge to not even touch it because it looks pretty and you want to keep it. It is expensive, so you're really trying to take good care of it, but don't forget to wash it with warm water at least, so you won't have any bacteria growth or any of the nasty stuff. So yeah, I would say mine lasted around 5 weeks because I took very well care of it. And you can see here a before picture. This was on the day I got my set, and then immediately after, 1.5 hours later. And then here you see me 2 weeks later. They're still very long. And then 5 weeks later, I mean, there were not all of them left for sure, many I lost, but it was still kind of an effect that looked neat. And here is 7 weeks later where I still had some of them on, and I applied at that point some mascara on top because there was really any barely left. 8 weeks later, I decided that those couple of eyelash extensions I still had on, they looked weird. It was probably like 4 to 5 single eyelash extensions. So I cut them off with a tiny little scissor because they just were hanging around there and it didn't look neat anymore. And now the question is, did I lose my own eyelashes? And I have to say, here and there I lost eyelash extensions, and I saw attached to it was my own eyelash together with the root. So that scared me, and that happened here and there. I wouldn't say it happened extensively or in a way that it really worried me. And it is also natural to lose eyelashes. We just don't notice that much. And because of the eyelash extensions, and they were really black, I really noticed. I could really see, because my own is just dark blonde. I wouldn't really notice, and they're really short. If I lose one, I won't notice, but it's very normal. We lose our own eyelashes too. But 8 weeks later, I didn't feel like, once I cut off the little leftovers of eyelash extensions, I didn't feel like I looked like I have less eyelashes than before the procedure. So I wouldn't say that one time might really damage your eyelashes, but I'm still fearful that in the long run, if you keep doing this, I mean, this is glue you apply, these are chemicals, that it might still lead to suffering of your own eyelashes. I would still worry, even though my experience wasn't that I looked much different after I got rid of all the eyelash extensions. I didn't feel like I lost many of my own eyelashes. I would still be scared if I would lose more of my own eyelashes if I do it repeatedly over and over. I feel like that might cause some damage. And the big question is, would I do it again? So I haven't done it again, and for multiple reasons. And the first thing is the price, $265. And that like every 3 or let's say 4 weeks. I think that is a bunch of money. And like I said before, I really don't feel like I'm saving a lot of time, because driving there, sitting there for 1.5 hours, driving home, that is a lot of time too, even if it's just every 3 to 4 weeks. I just think applying some mascara is so much faster, and yes, of course, the effect won't be as beautiful as eyelash extensions. But like I said, for me, it was also really worrisome that in the long run, I might lose more of my eyelashes, and I really don't want that to happen. Also, what I wanted to mention is I really missed, during that time I had the eyelash extensions, to put on mascara. The eyelash extensions are really pitch black dark. There is no need to apply mascara. Later, you know, from the 4th week on, you can see the grow in of your own eyelashes, and mine are lighter, so it looked kind of a little strange. And I even started later to apply mascara, which isn't recommended. You shouldn't do that. But I really missed applying mascara. It was actually a step that for me wasn't like, oh, I'm saving time. No, I wish I could apply mascara. So I personally really missed applying a good mascara. So my overall verdict, are eyelash extensions worth it? Of course, everybody has to build their own opinion on that. So you have to think of, do you have the money? Do you have the time? And are you scared of the risk that you might lose, maybe in the long run, eyelashes? So for me, the overall answer to that is no, and I probably won't do it again. One more thing I wanted to mention, it is now many months later. When was this? This was probably around January, February. I had those eyelash extensions, so we have now October. Many months later, I start noticing that I have sometimes eyelashes that grow in the wrong direction, and I do believe this is a result of the eyelash extension procedure, because I've never ever noticed anything like that before this procedure. So I will have sometimes an eyelash growing like directly straight down, which is super unusual and very annoying. Like, it doesn't belong in that direction, and I will tweeze that out. And yeah, that stings a little bit and stinks too. Yeah, this is my opinion on eyelash extensions. Let me know if you have ever tried it and how your experience was. I'm really curious about that. That's it for today. I wish you a lovely day and stay healthy and well. Bye bye.